Well, guys, it happened again. I got laid off. Well, kind of. For the past 3 months, I was contracting for a startup. The deal was 3 months, but it could be extended if they land clients or investor or, startup stuff. So we worked hard to make it happen, but in the end, it just didn't, and they had to let me go. So technically, it might not be a layoff, but it sure feel like one. And suddenly, I was back at square one. No job, no leads, a blank page. And maybe it's just coincidence, but it hit right as the season shift into that colder, darker stretch of the year. Summer felt full of surprises, new projects, crazy opportunities, things happening out of nowhere. And then, as the season faded, so did everything else. But weirdly, it didn't hit me that hard. Part of it was denial, telling myself I didn't really want to jump back into the whole grind of job application, but another part of me just felt more confident, like I was finally starting to trust life a little bit. If there is one thing that this year taught me is that when you focus on what you really love and work hard to do it well, opportunities do show up. Or maybe it's just luck, but for this I just have to keep trying to figure it out. And right in the middle of that mindset, one morning I woke up to 4 of my friends all sending me the same news article. You know the company I interviewed earlier this year? The one that put me through 7 rounds and then ghosted me? I still had frustration about it. It felt like I had invested so much time for absolutely nothing. Well, that morning, I learned that they basically went bankrupt. And look, it's definitely not something to celebrate. I mean, it sucks for the employees, for the users and everything. But in a weird way, it felt like for me, it was like life was telling me, see, you weren't meant to be there anyway. Almost like a quiet reminder that sometimes rejection is just redirection. Because if I had worked there, I probably wouldn't have invested all that time into myself, into YouTube, into the project that ended up making this year so exciting. And honestly, I'd probably be at the same spot today, having no job, just with way less of the confidence that I have now. So it kind of reinforced this idea that maybe I didn't need to stress so much about it. So I just kept doing my things. I had a bunch of projects that I've been dragging for months, a wedding video, a SaaS idea that I'm trying to build with a friend. So I took the time to finish them, not really worrying about my situation. I honestly wasn't really looking for a job. I was just, living, doing my stuff. And then 2 weeks into my no job situation, I get this email. It's from a guy that I've talked to earlier into the year. He had found me on YouTube, and at that time he might have a job offer, but in the end it didn't work out. So on that day he sent me another email asking me if I am still looking for a job. And I'm like, yeah, I am. What a timing. I just finished a contract and I'm open for work. And after that, we hop on a Zoom meeting, and basically 15 minutes into the Zoom call, he's like, so when can you start? And just like that, the next day after the interview, literally the next day, I'm starting this new job. Honestly, I'm still kind of in a shock, why is this happening? How? What the f***? Maybe it's luck. For me, it just feels like the biggest luck ever. But part of me is also starting to think that maybe, just maybe, all the time that I put into my little project this year, the things that I truly love doing, didn't go unnoticed. With his pen and a musician with his guitar. There's never been a better time than right now to learn new skills, and I want to briefly talk about one of the tools that I use all the time. It's Brilliant, the sponsor of today's video. Brilliant helps you build real problem-solving skills with interactive lessons in math, science, programming, and even AI. You're not just passively watching lectures, you're actively solving problems and experimenting with concepts. Brilliant use a first principles ways of learning, breaking down complex ideas into bite-sized challenges that actually stick. And for a software engineer like me, this is very cool. Brilliant makes it easy to grasp the logic behind large language models, strengthen your math foundation, and improve your analytical thinking. To learn for free on Brilliant, go to brilliant.org/jp, scan the QR code you see on the screen, or click the link in the description. Brilliant have also given our viewer 20% off an annual subscription, which gives you unlimited access to everything you see on Brilliant. Brilliant is a great way to sharpen your skills and stay ahead. Alright, now back to the video. For the past few years, I kind of carried this quiet shame about not being a certain type of developer. The one who codes all day and then spend the night researching, learning, and pushing side projects. Don't get me wrong, I love what I do, I love tech, but I also have other hobbies that matters to me. And after a long day of coding, I need to spend my evenings doing something else. And compared to colleagues who seems to live and breathe code 24/7, it always made me feel like I was falling behind, like I wasn't dedicated enough. And I guess people could feel that I just wasn't that type of guy. And for the longest time, I believed that my hobbies were just not compatible with being a developer, so I kept them to myself. And I just accept the fact that I would never be like this developer that every company wants because he knows so much and he just skyrocket his career. But this philosophy that I had changed this year. I started pushing a bit more on things that I love doing outside of coding because I had a bit more time now. And by doing those things, somehow opportunities started showing up because people saw what I was also capable of outside of coding. And suddenly it wasn't just developer gig anymore. It became a mix of creativity, storytelling, tech, everything that I enjoy. And man, I'm choosing this life over my old life every single day. Even if it's less stable, even if it's less secure, it finally feels like I'm me again. Like that flame I thought I lost is slowly coming back to life. So I guess the cheesy lesson of this video is don't be ashamed to be who you are. I mean, if you're the kind of person who eats, sleep, and breathe tech, I mean, f you, that's good. But if you're like me and you're not, that's okay too. There is the need for all type of people. You just gotta invest time in the things you love, even if it feels unrelated to your career, and don't be afraid to show people what you're doing. It's really worth it. This year really taught me that when you do what you love, opportunities do show up. I used to think that it wasn't true, but honestly, I just hadn't tried hard enough, or it's luck, but I'm usually not that lucky. All right, on that note, that's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see where this whole story goes, because I don't even fully know yet, but I'm excited to see how it will evolve. All right, peace.